Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for your quick update on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. Today in the Workplace Minute, we're looking at an interesting compensation story that stands out both for its symbolism and for what it might tell us about where workplace norms could be headed. Let's break it down. Amtrak recently announced that it will fund employee bonuses this year by reallocating money away from bonuses for its top executives and leaders. More than 18,000 Amtrak workers will receive a $900 bonus before the end of the year, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced. And funding for the workers' bonuses will come directly from Amtrak's executive leadership team's bonus packages. This decision means thousands of frontline Amtrak employees will receive meaningful recognition for their contributions, while executives will see their own bonus pools reduced or eliminated. In an era where most compensation stories involving large organizations point in the opposite direction, this story is worth slowing down and examining. At its core, the news is pretty straightforward. Amtrak determined that the organization's financial performance and strategic progress warranted that bonus payouts to eligible employees would happen across the system. But rather than increasing total incentive spending, the company effectively shifted bonus dollars away from senior leaders and towards employees working in roles most directly responsible for day-to-day operations, service delivery, customer experience, and safety. And leadership acknowledged that this redistribution better aligns rewards with the people whose work keep the trains running, support customers, and deliver improvements that the public might not see, but they depend on every day. And there are several motivations behind this decision, and none are especially surprising, but in combination they're still pretty striking. First, Amtrak has faced well-documented staffing, service, and reliability challenges. Recognizing frontline employees with bonuses sends an important message of appreciation. Second, it's no secret that public expectations for fairness, accountability, and responsibility are higher than ever, particularly for organizations that receive public funding or operate under public scrutiny. And third, the leadership team's willingness to reduce its own bonus pool signals a kind of values-based decision-making that is increasingly demanded in today's environment, but often not demonstrated. But the larger implications of this story could go beyond Amtrak. This decision raises the question of whether more organizations should take a harder look at how they distribute rewards and who is exactly essential for their success. For decades, compensation systems have tilted more and more towards the top. CEO to worker pay ratios have ballooned. Income inequality has accelerated. And despite record corporate profits in many sectors, wage growth at the bottom has often lagged or stalled. The logic that executive pay must dramatically outpace everyone else to attract talent has gone largely unchallenged, even as the work of frontline employees has become more visible, more complex, and more essential. In that broader context, Amtrak's decision becomes more than a one-off story about how a bonus pool was funded. It becomes an early signal of a shift that many workers have long hoped to see, a recognition that the financial rewards should reflect actual contributions and not just the organizational hierarchy. It suggests that leadership teams can choose to model shared sacrifice and shared success, especially in a moment when employees are acutely aware of how uneven the distribution of awards has become. And it adds weight to the growing call from economists, workforce researchers, and even institutional investors who argue that long-term organizational health depends on narrowing extreme internal pay gaps. And for large and profitable companies, we hope this raises questions about the opportunity for them to rebalance their compensation. That is, if they're willing to. If Amtrak, long historically complex, politically entangled, and operational demanding organization, can redirect value toward the people who carry out their mission every day, other companies certainly can as well. The symbolism matters, but so does the structure. When organizations reward the employees who create customer experience, operational stability, drive revenue, and innovation, they reinforce the real drivers of performance and resilience. So here's the call to action for today. HR leaders and senior leaders should use this moment to honestly re-examine their own compensation philosophies. Look beyond conventional market benchmarks and legacy bonus frameworks, and assess whether your system meaningfully rewards the people who are truly essential to your organization's ongoing success. And ask candidly whether your executive compensation practices reflect the values you claim to uphold. Workers are paying attention, regulators are paying attention, the public's paying attention, And more importantly, your organization's ability to thrive depends on aligning rewards to the work that actually matters. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. If this episode made you think about how your organization is managing and balancing rewards across the workforce, please share it with a colleague. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3 HR Advisors.